What's up, YouTube? How is everyone? I hope good. Sorry about the background. I'm packing all my stuff to move, and it's kind of getting barer and barer and barer. So it's kind of boring. So you just get stuck with my little face. Anyways, this reading is what makes you unique? What is it about you that makes you so unique that people notice it and that people really enjoy about you that makes you different than others? So let's get started here. First card I pulled is Partners and Alliances. That you believe in this. In this day and age, people are really struggling to believe in strong, healthy, loving partnerships because they're hard to come by. People aren't wanting that anymore. They're wanting to have flyby sex things. You meet somebody and they come into your life and they're gone. And then the next one, come into your life, they're gone. Come into your life, gone. It's like, can you imagine? When I do that, it makes it even seem worse than it really hits reality to me, at least. Like, one person comes, they're gone. Another, it's like your revolving door with all these people coming in and having sex, but nothing's ever becoming a partnership. And it just keeps going and going. I'm like, oh, I don't know how people do that. And I'm sorry if you are like that, more power to you. I'm not judging anyone at all. Me personally, no thanks. So, you are unique that way. You really thrive on having partnerships, even if it's just in friendships and business and everything. It's just, you like one-on-one or, healthy. Sorry. Intuition is your next one. What makes you unique is your intuition is out of this fucking world. Your intuition tells you exactly what you need to know. And when your intuition tells you that, you don't listen to anything else. You stop in your tracks and you're like, okay, dude, I'm done. I'm going to move on over here. So your intuition makes you very, very unique. Everybody has intuition, but some people have, this extremely strong intuition. So that's awesome. Calmness. The inner divine is the witness of all remaining still and quiet, even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord. May your peaceful calm take over. This is you. You could be going through the worst thing in life. Things that people, they could make it through, but they don't think they can. But you could be going through the worst thing in your life and you're still this calm, rational person. But they don't see you behind closed doors. You just don't let the world see that part of you. You do get upset because we can't stay calm all the time. And we all have our breaking points. But when you are around people and dealing with something, and even when you do break down, we all do, you have this calmness about you and people love that. Self-sufficiency. Oh, and that makes you unique. Your calmness makes you unique. Self-sufficiency makes you unique, if I could say it. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead, it's saying, God is my source, and I am willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. So you are very self-sufficient, but what makes you really unique is you're not afraid to reach out to people. You're not afraid to use your connection with God and Source and all your angels and ancestors to help you during these times. You look towards, the higher above and yourself to get through anything that you're experiencing. And I'm sorry, I have to put you on hold or pause because my dog needs to go to the bathroom. Hold on. Sorry about that. The next thing that makes you unique is that you're able to really express gratitude, that you honestly have gratitude for everything that happens, good or bad, in your life. It says, find just one thing that you feel grateful for right now and let, that gratitude pour through your body. It's a healing balm like the warmth of the sun. You are able to just have gratitude for the things that you do have. Of course, you're like anyone else. You would like to achieve more and you'd like to have more, but you're thankful for everything that you do have and definitely the people that you have. Change is always good. If I could talk, you are unique because you're not afraid of change. You Might be one of those people that change your hair a lot, or you might move a lot, or change jobs, or you're not afraid of change, and most people are, and that makes you very unique. It says, actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now, tally ho the universe. You also help other people change. Your ability to be able to change yourself and grow throughout all your experiences in life, and just not fearing change, actually helps those around you change too, and that makes you extremely unique, because a lot of people really struggle with change. They're really scared to leave their comfort zone, even when they're not happy where they're at or not satisfied. But you definitely are a type of person that, when when it's time to change, when it's time to go, when it's time to release the people that are no longer serving you. Don't be misled. When fear speaks, it's always wrong unless being chased by wild beasts. And when love speaks, it's always right and usually bouncy. Game on. The universe. Okay, this is a couple things. Your uniqueness comes that you are now, maybe you haven't always been this way, but you're now able to see when people are trying to mislead you, when they're trying to do stuff that is not for your highest good. And a lot of people have this, but this does make you unique, because a lot of people do not go through what you've gone through, is what I'm kidding, and end up knowing that they have been misled, and that are, you don't mislead people either. You don't mislead people. You're upfront, you're truthful, you're honest, you're not afraid to speak your truth, you're not afraid to say, hey, I fucked up. You know what I mean? You don't mislead people. You don't, and that's very unique, because a lot of people mislead others because they're wanting to get something from them. They're wanting to trick them into something. They're wanting to deceive them, or not, and that's not all people, but a lot of people nowadays are like that. And people know that they can trust you, that you will not mislead them down the wrong path. Or your advice, when you give people advice, people really listen to it. They might not admit it. They might not tell you, hey, thanks for the advice. They might not even acknowledge it. But they know that you would never mislead them in the wrong direction, is what I'm getting. So, and you do everything, everybody has fear, but you're able to conquer your fear. So then you're able to conquer what a lot of people cannot. And you do everything with love in your heart, even when people have done you wrong. So that is very unique. Keep it simple. Old souls use words very old souls use words like accept, of course, for, I love, thank you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now, the universe, which sounds much better than wow, now I love you. So you are unique because you're just a simple person. You're kind of like an old soul. You might, still say rad, or, all those old terms that we used to use back in the day. And, that just makes you really unique. Manage to be glad. Create your own happiness regardless of the conditions. You're unique because you can continue to be happy. You can continue to see the good in life, when things are, when the dark is outweighing the light. If I could think and talk, I apologize. I'm sorry. The retrograde is still like, ooh, me. You're able to stay positive. You're able to know that the higher above is working right beside you, that you will achieve whatever you're going for, whatever situation that you're facing, if it's a court battle or whatever the situation is, that that no matter how that turns out, that's how it's meant to be. That, it might not turn out in your favor. You never know. But that's the way that it was supposed to be, because you're supposed to learn something from that. You're supposed to take that into, your future, and it helps you learn and grow. You're able to, maybe you're the type of person that, you do have doubts, but you don't let the world see that. Which is not, I mean, you're not being, you can, you can deal with any situation how you deal with it. People will, this is just what makes you unique, and this is what people think makes you unique. So maybe you don't voice it to the world. Maybe you don't stay stuck in that mindset. Maybe you have, you at one moment you might be like, oh my God, I'm just, oh God, this life, and fuck you world, and whatever else. But you do that real quick, and then you're back into like, well, I need to stay positive. Everything's going to turn out the way I'm thinking it is. I'm going to have to stay positive and just keep going. But you know that no matter what, it doesn't do you any good to stay down in the dark, because that only makes everything else around you dark too. So I hope that made sense. It's always tea time, eternity, endless moment, reputation. She doesn't look very happy in that. Maybe you have a resting bitch face. Maybe it's your face that makes you unique. Your eyes, maybe people think your eyes are unique. Maybe you look different. Maybe you're not. Your whole like facial structure and the way you look, and you being able to be your true self makes you so unique. Maybe you like to dabble in like some drugs. See the shrooms there? Maybe that makes you unique. Maybe you live in the light and the dark. Maybe you have a dark side that people know about, that you kind of dabble in things that you're not supposed to, but you still live in the light, and you still, look to the higher above, and you still, you're not punished for it, because that's who you are. You really like snorting that cocaine or whatever you do, or smoking weed or whatever, and people know it, and they're like, well, but it doesn't affect her as a person, and doesn't affect her environment and how she lives life, and she's not a criminal, or I'm saying she because of the card, but it could be he. It's just who you are, and people know that about you, and it not only does it make you unique, but they kind of get turned on by it. And I'm not going to tell you how I know that, but just put it this way: I get sensations in my body, and I got a sensation in an area that kind of told me that. I don't know why I had to explain that. Actually, that kind of embarrassed me. Anyways, let's move on. Such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Maybe you dream a lot. That makes you really unique. You're very grounded. You stay grounded to the earth. Returning to reality, you're able to kind of live in fantasy world, but you also know that you have to come back down to reality. Coming home. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are home. Maybe people feel like when they're around you that you are home. They feel like they're coming home to where they belong. Again, your eyes make you very unique. You might have different looking eyes, people think. It might be the shape of your face, your hair. You're just really unique looking, which makes you absolutely gorgeous. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure? Change, pause before action. You are kind of a person that gets kind of caught up in your head. You really think about things before you make a decision. You really look towards the future. You're always like a step ahead, is what I would say that makes you unique. You're always like 5 steps ahead of where you're supposed to be back here, because you might be psychic. You might be able to see into the future. You feel things so deeply that you know when change is coming, or change is needed, or you just, through your abilities and your gifts, it kind of helps you stay 5 steps ahead of everybody, and even yourself, which seems weird, but that's what I'm getting. You do pause before action. You always think about how you're going to handle this problem. You go within yourself. You take time out, from the world. It might take you 1 day. It might take you 10 days. But you pause before you decide what you're going to do, which I think is very unique. You're being adventurous, and how adventurous you are makes you unique, because you like a variety of things. You're not afraid to really go out and adventure in any area of your life, anything. If it's not sex, if it's not, a different job, if it's not living in a different country, or I, I also, I don't know why this popped in my head. You're able to adventure out and meet new people, but you're able to relate and mix in with every kind of person. Meaning, like, and this is just an example. Like, you can mix in with stoners, you can mix in with, the uppity up people, the middle class people, the lower, you can, you're not afraid to adventure out. You're not afraid to adventure to each aspect of everyone's lives, of every stage, or not stage, group, or is it group? Like we have every class of life. That's what I'm trying to say. And you're not there to impress anyone, but you can, it's not, you're kind of like a chameleon. You could kind of like, you can fit in with anyone because you really understand each class of, of the people. You have experienced every class. Does that make sense? Like, you have been, maybe you were raised, in the upper class. Then you moved down to the middle class. And then at one point in your life, you were at rock bottom. You can understand people's struggles, and you can really relate to them. And, where other people can't do that. The other people tend to stick with their own kind. They don't branch out. They're not adventurous enough to go try to be friends with other people. They don't see their value, or maybe it's not that. Maybe it's that they just they don't have enough balls, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but I don't want to be rude or anything, or I'm not trying to be rude at all ever on my videos. I kind of sometimes, if I say something that probably you might not think's proper, or it sounds mean, I'm just so truthful, and I have to really watch the way I put things. I know, so please don't ever let me offend you. But you're able to mix and match your relationships. You're not stuck on just one group of people, or I guess. Anyway, so that's what I got from that. I'll let that go. The next one is victim. I don't want to say that you play the victim card, because I hate that term. That pisses me off. Now that makes me mad, because I hate when people say that to me, and I'm like, you know what? When you are the victim of, what is going on, or what people are doing towards you, that is a victim. Now, if you're like, poor me, poor me, poor me all the time, and you're stuck there, and you're not progressing in life because you're stuck like, poor me, and you're not trying to solve the problem or something, then I could see, you're playing the victim card. But otherwise, fuck the victim card. What's unique about you is you are a victim. I don't know how to put this. You are a victim a lot. I think people tend to really like single you out. People really are jealous of who you are. Your uniqueness is what people are jealous of. And they do things to you that are not legal, that are not nice, that are not, just they're unthinkable at times. So you end up being a victim of a lot of bad things. But with that being said, you are able to make it through everything that people put you through. You are able to not be the victim anymore. You're able to go above and beyond being a victim. So that's what makes you unique. You are stronger than you know. I feel that you have this immense strength that people cannot fathom where it is coming from. Where you find all the strength to not be this victim anymore. To not allow people's bullshit and pettiness and jealousy and hate keep you as the victim. You're like, fuck that, I'm not going to let these people win. And, like, you might be the type of person like, oh, man, I just cannot do this anymore. I don't have anything left in me. I give up. I'm just over it. I'm done. And fuck this. I'm throwing in the towel. You say that 1 minute, and then like 5 minutes later, you're like, fuck that. I'm on this. I got this. I have one more push, and then 20 later, you're like, oh, thank God I didn't give up, that you just have this strength that comes from deep within you that just conquers the fucking world. And it's just so unique and awesome. I love it. Courage. Same with courage. Same exact thing. You face what you have to face. If you have to stand alone, you're standing alone. If you have a point to prove, you're going to prove that point. If you are, injustice is being done to you, you're not going to back down. You're not going to let anybody fuck you over. You're not going to let anybody destroy your life. You're not going to stand for it. You have so much courage. You'll fight and fight and fight for what you believe in, and for the people that are in your life and around you, and for what's right. You fight for justice. And you have to have a lot of courage, because when you're facing the whole world and you're standing alone against the whole world, that's pretty goddamn scary. So, awesome. Take the next step now. You're definitely a person that, like I said before, you will go within, make a decision, and you're like, well, this life, I'm done with this time in my life. This is how it ends. Like me, I'm packing my shit. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go face another, stage of my life. This one's done. There's nothing left here for me, and I'm ready to move on. So that's what you do. You take the next step, and a lot of people cannot do that. They would stay stuck, and you're not one that would do that. So that's very unique. Clarity of belief, exactly like it sounds. I'm not going to really go too far into that one. Feeling alone. You are a person that spends a lot of time alone. You're not afraid to be alone. You actually embrace your, being alone. I think that you have, if you're like me, you have a lot of gifts. You're very connected to Source. And when you have all these gifts and all these downloads and all this stuff coming at you, you have to have that time to be able to communicate back with, the universe and, with God and, whatever else, your spirit guides and angels and ancestors. You really have to have enough, you need your own space. You need quiet. You need time to get all those downloads, process them, and then, project them out into the world, or whatever you do with them, however yours works. But just because you are like that doesn't mean that you want to be alone, that you don't want to share your life with people. It's people just perceive it that way, and that's not true, because even though you embrace this and you do enjoy your alone time, if you're like me, I've been alone. Well, yeah, even when my daughter was here, I still was alone, because she really didn't, we didn't spend that, well, I guess we did spend time together, but I don't know how to explain it. She would, she's a teenager, so that explains it, but I feel very alone at times, because I am alone. I mean, I really am alone. But, I still enjoy my alone time. If I was in a relationship, I'd still want my alone time. So, if that makes sense, I hope. Helpless and hopeless. These two words don't even exist in your vocabulary. You don't even see that, because you know that no one's helpless, and you know that there's always hope for everything. And by you not acknowledging these two words, that makes you very unique, because people really thrive on that. People get stuck there, and you know that those are just two words that just should not even exist. Healing begins. You are a healer, for one thing. You heal people without even knowing it. You are an extremely powerful healer, I feel. And you are always able to go within and heal yourself. Or maybe you're just starting to do this. Maybe you haven't always done it, but you are able to now go within and really face, what has hurt you, what you need to address, and what you need to heal from. So then you know that you can move on to the next stage without anything holding you back. Empathy. Your empathy makes you very unique. You are very empathetic. Grief. You're able to move past grief. You've had a lot of grief in your life. A lot of people have passed away, or you've lost a lot of relationships, but you're able to move past that grief, and a lot of people can't. Guilt, you're able to work through guilt. You know that everybody makes a mistake. We're not perfect, and you try to not hold on to that guilt. Trust, people trust you so much that is a very unique quality, because nobody actually, it's really hard to trust anyone anymore because there's not very many honest people out there. So you're unique because people are able to trust you. You do speak the truth. You're not perfect. I mean, you do bad things. I'm not saying that you don't. But when it comes to somebody telling the truth or doing the right thing, they know that you're the right person. They know they can trust you no matter what. So, well, that is what I had for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. I love doing these. I think it's awesome. I think it should make people feel good on how unique they are and how beautiful of a person you are and what you bring to this world. And it's also awesome to see how people perceive you. So I just love doing them. So I hope you did too, enjoyed it too. Anyways, I'm sending so much love, so many positive vibes and peace like always. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would. It helps my channel grow. It helps people that are unable to see my readings now see them. If you'd hit that like button and share it, I would greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Much love. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you on my next one. Take care.